Hey now, what it is, everybody? Welcome to Black Macho and the Superwoman podcast. Those of you who don't know or who haven't picked up on it, you don't know the news yet. I changed my YouTube channel name to Black Macho, and Black Macho is in support of African American men. I feel like there aren't a lot of positive spaces on social media for Black men, and I'm doing this for my son. I want my son to be able to, by the time he gets old enough, to be able to have more positive spaces on social media or in the metaverse or wherever for young Black boys of color to be able to learn more about manhood and not so much about the negative things associated with Black men. So I changed my YouTube channel. It is now called Black Macho. My podcast that I will be doing weekly, it's called Black Macho and the Superwoman. And the reason why I call my channel Black Macho and my podcast Black Macho and the Superwoman is because of this book I got. It was by Michelle Wallace. It's called Black Macho and the Myth of the Superwoman, and it's a feminist book. Right now, mind you, I'm not big on feminism because I feel like as of lately, hold on for a second. Let me show. This book right here is by Michelle Wallace. It's called Black Macho and the Myth of the Superwoman. And it's a really great book. You'll learn a lot about the history of Black men and women. And if you've been watching my YouTube channel for many years, you know that a lot of my content was pro-Black. And there was a time where I was just a dating coach for men for a very long time, but I was teaching men that one of the biggest problems that we have inside of the Black community is how Black men and women deal with each other. So when I do my podcast, of course, it'll be on a completely different channel. Okay. I'll be podcasting on Apple and Spotify, and the videos, actual video of me and whoever I'm interviewing at the time will be on a completely different channel. The name of the channel is called Black Macho and the Superwoman podcast. Okay. But this channel, basically my YouTube channel, will be all like daily shorts and the live streams, the hour live streams that I do. My podcast will be different. I'll be interviewing men on that podcast. So every time somebody comes on as a guest, they will be a Black man or they will be pro-Black man. I do not do the gender war here. I don't play that shit where everybody's sitting here fighting against each other. I'm tired of that shit. I want to see more unity in my community, so I'm going to be more proactive about it. So one of the topics that I want to discuss today is about female rappers. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I think I expressed a little frustration about a week or so ago about Meg Thee Stallion being on the front of Forbes magazine. I felt like she was not somebody that we should have used as a person to put on the Forbes 30 for 30 list. I don't know if y'all seen Forbes or know anything about Forbes, but Forbes is just basically one of those magazines where they feature people who are in business and they're good with their finances and wealth. I'm not trying to say that Meg Thee Stallion isn't good with business or she isn't good with her finances, but I do feel like there are other Black women that Forbes could have put on to hold the title of the first Black woman to add to Forbes 30 under 30. Okay, 30 under 30 is basically anyone who's like over a millionaire under 30. Basically somebody who's doing their thing under 30. And they chose Meg Thee Stallion for that. And I just think that that is just so warped, right? So warped. And so I decided to do this podcast because before, and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know what I'm about to say. Before I decided to be a model, before I decided to do podcasting, before I decided to have a YouTube channel, before I decided to be a life coach, I was a female rap artist. Okay. I was minister for a little while and I was trying to be a gospel singer. And then I moved to Atlanta from Washington, D.C. and I started to be in the side of the rap industry. I worked with Grand Hustle. I worked with Def Jam South. I did a lot of things with my music career and I was pretty much making it, right? I was about to be like somebody real solid inside of the music industry, but something clicked in me that made me decide that being a rap artist wasn't something I wanted to do because I saw the direction of which rap was going. Now, when I was a teenager, Little Kim, Foxy Brown, those was the rappers that was Kaya, those was the rappers that was dominating the female rap industry during that time. Before that, it was like Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Lauryn Hill. I mean, I think Lauryn Hill was kind of Lauryn Hill was popping when I was a teenager still. She was still popping, but she only did like one album and then disappeared. When you try to compete with that, like when you count all of the albums of Little Kim and all of the music that Foxy Brown did and all of the things that other female rap artists did, even when Nicki Minaj came into the picture, Nicki Minaj has done way more music, it seems like, than Lauryn Hill has. So it's just like any of the positive female role models inside of the rap industry were kind of like phased out. And I started to notice a pattern in my early 20s that being the kind of conscious rapper or a female rapper that was promoting something that was positive or a little bit more beneficial for the Black community, these female artists weren't pushed. So initially, the way that my music sounded when I first started rapping and noticing the issues, the way that it sounded at first and the way that it sounded at the end, you could see the difference. You could see the switch in me. So I'm going to play an original song that I did where I was kind of like, I want to say like hurt by men. Like I was going through this phase where I wanted to use men for money. Now, mind you, this is way back at, I don't know, it's 2002, 2003 when I made this music. And you can listen to the music and see how similar it sounds to the music that's out now and the message that they're trying to convey. Because back then, this is the road that the music industry was going into. And I'm going to play how I sounded initially. And then I'm going to play how I sounded once it hit me that what I was rapping about was bad for my community. Okay, so this is how I initially sounded.
I'm loving too deep, feelings are useless, the countless excuses from another man I can never stand.
Yeah, I'd rather play harder at ripping them off, play drill sergeant, have them tipping me off, you see. Why these bitches hate me, cause they ain't me. No matter how hard they try, they can't replace me. Behind my back, scared to face me. Sorry about your man and how he planned to chase me. Wonderland hands to get $5 grand to taste me. No need to hear his plea, cause that's just what the case be. Please, I got him down on his knees. You begging for QT, he give me all of his cheese. He feeding you Mickey D's, we grubbing on Japanese. You gave up your good stuff, he called me a tease. G's man, the navigator, he even gave me the keys. That be me, you see, rotating this 23, bitch, please. Millimeter got a pimpin' disease. I don't give a fuck, honey, shit is funny to me. I flip the script, niggas done it to me. Think logically, baby girl, shit is cunning to me, you see, I'ma keep playing them hard. That's the right thing to do before they do it to you. It's a game of spades, how you playing your cards. I go through dudes like I go through shoes. You won't catch another nigga breaking my heart, cause they ain't getting attention unless they breaking me off. So pimp them niggas, keep playing them hard. So pimp them niggas, keep playing them hard.
That was me in my early 20s rapping the way that these young girls are rapping now. And back then when I was doing it, I could see myself, I was getting popular. People was liking my music then. And then something hit me about what really mattered. Like something said, Sansaray, do you really want to sell your soul in that way? I was already modeling. I was already half dressed. I was already hypersexualized. And I was thinking, is this truly the woman that I want to be? Like when other little girls are looking at me, my own daughter, other little girls in high school, is this the woman that I want to turn into for other girls to look up to? And I think to some degree, when I think about when I wanted to be a rap artist, sometimes I feel like it was a phase. But I've been in the entertainment industry all my life. I've been a singer all my life, right? I was singing gospel music before I was a rap artist. And so when I realized that I liked rap music and I could write like that, like that's stuff I wrote. That wasn't somebody wrote for me. That's something I wrote myself. And it's pretty dope. Even to this day, it still sounds good, right? So I was headed somewhere. And something in me was like, fuck no. Right? Like, fuck no. Right? I was like, I don't want to be hypersexualized for the rest of my life. I don't want to be known for my sexuality, right? Number one, that's not the only thing I want to be known for. It's a part of me, but it's not the main part of me. You know what I mean? That's number one. Number two, I don't want to be popular inside of the entertainment industry in reference to who I had sex with or who I was married to. So anytime a celebrity would try to holler at me in my, early 20s, I'd always turn them down. And I'm kind of glad that I did, because when I look at reality TV and I look at the way that the entertainment industry is, it would have been terrible for me. Like, I don't see how people are like feeling comfortable being inside of the entertainment industry. When I see the Cardi B's and the Meg Thee Stallions and the goddamn, even Nicki Minaj, the JTs and the Young Miamis and the shit that they're going through. I could not imagine myself as a rap artist nowadays. Now, y'all heard the way that I sounded when I was first started rapping, right? Then when something hit me and I decided I wanted to be better for my community and I wanted to rap about something different, this is when people stopped taking me serious. Okay, but I'm going to let you hear what I sounded like when it hit me that being hypersexualized and rapping about negativity and sexuality and shit all the time was something I didn't want to do. So I changed, and this is how I sounded.
If life's a bitch, life's hard, life's greed, life's short, life's on my shoulder, life she loves me. I'm lucky lefty, I'm living large. If life's a bitch, she the head diva in charge. We write rhymes, illest chick on the mic. In the parking lot of you, styles battle, we fight. But yo, would I ever be scared? No, never, not me, cause we forever prepared. Life was with me when I walked alone, missing curfew with my boyfriend, regretting coming home. She rolled with me when my daughter was born. I was struggling for rent, she had me snacking on popcorn. She was my spine study buddy in college. She was there when I first gave head study and knowledge. She was right there when love showed up, and when it left me lonely, she decided we give it up. One promise she made me, that there would be just one, so I'ma stay forever young. I'm only what she made me, so I promise to be forever young. There's one promise she made me, that there will be just one, so I'ma stay forever young. I'm only what she made me, so I promise to be forever young. Love, laugh, live well, eat, sleep, get money and fail. Trust, lust, feed, succeed. In God, please believe He all you need. That's love, laugh, live well, eat, sleep, get money and fail. Trust, lust, feed, succeed. In God, please believe.
You see how different that sound? You see how different that sound from when I realized I was like getting off of the path of doing something positive for my community. Both of the songs, like the first song is basically me saying, fuck these niggas, pimp them, get them for their money, do whatever, fuck them, all this negative shit, right? That isn't conducive for the Black community. And when it hit me, I was like, oh shit. And I started doing music where I'm talking about God, I'm talking about love your life, I'm talking about that specific song is about me staying forever young and me not like devaluing myself. You know what I mean? Like, I always been there for myself, and I'm always going to be there for myself. And I need to show myself a level of self-love. And it's okay if I love my life and I live well. And even if I fail, I can still succeed. And as long as I trust in God, everything is going to be all right. Basically, that was the direction I was going in with my music. And that's when everything started to slow down for me, and record labels didn't want me. They didn't want me to perform. That song wasn't good enough. But when I was rapping about pimping niggas and playing dudes, that's what became popular. And sometimes I feel like this was done to our community by design, but at the same time, Black people had to choose this. You got to choose it in order for it to be a thing. You feel what I'm saying? So the question is also, what are women? What's the role of women in rap music and videos? And what made me also think about this is this book right here that I've been reading lately. If you notice, I'm a real book reader. I got books behind me. But this book right here, The Conspiracy to Destroy Black Women, right? Child. Like the chapters inside of these books are a trip. But anyway, so I'm going to read this little paragraph to you, and then we are going to talk about other things that also brought me to want to discuss this. So, only in a morally bankrupt society would one find popular for profit, generally accepted, and blatant exploitation of women in the media. Although such exploitation exists in television programs and Hollywood movies, it has become pervasive in rap videos and rap music. Before going further, understand a major point. Teenagers and young adults are the major audience for rap music and videos. They are being desensitized to exploitation while being conditioned to love and enjoy the exploitation of women without even knowing that this is being done to them. This is the perverted genius of the patriarchal white male supremacist power structure. People are programmed just like computers. The result is that this society has 10-year-old boys believing it's cool to call girls bitch, freak, skeezer, slut, hoe. Too many girls and even some women accept being called derogatory names. In her book, Ladies First, Revelations of a Strong Woman, Queen Latifah states, I'm writing this book to let every woman know that she too, no matter what her status or place in life, is royalty. This is particularly important for African American women to know inside and out, upside down, and right side up. For so long in this society, we have been given and have allowed ourselves to take the role of slave, concubine, mammy, second-class citizen, bitch, and hoe. Many of us been so hurt and so dogged out by society and by men and by life that we can't even wrap our brains around the notion that we deserve better and that we are queens. Now, how do men play a part in this? How do men play a part, Black men? How do Black men play a part in how Black women view themselves? We do realize that there are a lot of Black women out here voluntarily participating in misogynistic viewpoints and statements and blah, 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 I feel like a lot of the time men see women like Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B and the City Girls and whoever and think that these women actually represent femininity or feminism. And what I do want to share with everyone is that the reason why I don't classify myself a feminist is because the way that feminism has been epically misrepresented. Okay? Because nowadays, a lot of women believe that feminism is about sexually liberating themselves. Now, being sexually liberated is only partially what's important as far as feminism goes. Feminism isn't about the oppression of men. Feminism isn't about walking around in these streets being a whore. Feminism isn't even about being what we believe men want us to be. Feminism is about, as a woman, you being able to choose being whatever kind of woman you want to be. You having the right to go out there and survive and live in a society where you are not looked at as a second-class citizen simply because you are female. Now, this does not exonerate all of the negative things that happen when it comes to men and what men have to go through. What I'm just saying is that when women go out here and we get our careers, we get our education, we go out there and do our own thing, we self-govern, we make our decisions for ourselves, it isn't because we're trying to compete with men. And I think men are under the impression that anytime we want to go out there and get our money and our education, we want to be men. No. Getting your money and your education was something that only men could do at some point. But it doesn't mean because we want those things, that means we want to be men or we would like to compete with you. This is not a competition. When it comes to feminism, it's about being able to survive, being able to have the privileges and the opportunities to go out there and live how we want to live without being controlled by a patriarchal system that was designed by white men. African American men tend to mimic the behaviors of white men. Okay. So a lot of times when we're talking about patriarchy or misogyny or a system that controls women, this same system also controls men. When men want to be the providers and pay for everything and they're supposed to handle everything and women aren't supposed to do anything really but cook and clean, that is a patriarchal system. That's part of the patriarchal system that's designed to actually harm men too. Because at the end of the day, a lot of men feel under pressure being able to pay for everything, having to pay for everything. I'm not saying being able to pay for everything, but there's a lot of pressure out there having to be the one to carry an entire household and family on your back alone. A lot of men struggle with that, and a lot of them are not in a place to where they can say that or express that, but a lot of them feel that. So I do feel like black men are perpetuating all types of stereotypes and shit as far as black women go. And the only time black women are celebrated in certain environments has something to do with something that is connected to like misogyny or hypersexualization of women. Okay, now I do know that there's people out there that disagree with me. I'm gonna come in my comment section in a minute and come for y'all. Not come for y'all, but I'm gonna read what y'all got to say, because a lot of y'all say a lot of intellectual shit that I can feed off of. I do feel like there are some more things that I could read that I don't really want to go into at this moment, because I don't want to have my whole podcast be a whole bunch of reading, but I do want y'all to go to Varsity, this website called Varsity, and the name of the article is called Female Rappers, Feminist Icons, or Misogyny Profiteers. And it goes into this history of patriarchal and misogynistic values that perpetuate a lot of things. And the arguments for both sides make it difficult to arrive at a conclusive answer, but the approach of some artists indicates that they're trying to reconcile and utilize the two in conjunction may be the most profitable way to make money as a black woman. Basically, using misogyny and rap music is one of the most profitable ways to make money inside of the just as a black woman in general. But anyway, so I just wanted y'all to check. I might not circle back to that, but before I go into my comment section to speak with you guys, I want to show you something else that is concerning me about the rap industry and hip hop. Now, I let you hear my music, right? I showed you the shift and how I changed from something negative to positive. And when I started doing positive music, it was done for me. I saw a clip of Mimi from Young and Hip Hop, Mimi Frost. She was talking about how anytime artists try to push something positive inside of the entertainment industry, it's always pushed back from the executives inside of the industry. I hope you go search that, go Google search that. I hope that clip can like describe a little bit more what I'm trying to say when I'm talking about what I experienced inside of the entertainment industry as a female rap artist. So anyway, rap has taken a turn to where it is so disturbing and so negative that it's no longer something that uplifts the black community like it used to. Because when I was younger, you had, I listed the female rappers, but we had people like KRS-One, and we had LL Cool J, Kool Moe Dee, Run DMC, all of these rappers out there that brought something tangible. They were pioneers of the hip hop industry. And a lot of times I hear young people disrespecting these older rap artist, someone who did it recently was DJ Academics. He said that a lot of the old heads inside of the hip hop industry look kind of crusty. And I'm just like thinking to myself, like, when you're talking about people who are legends, how they look now don't even matter. They paved the way for somebody like DJ Academics to even have a platform to be able to talk about hip hop, because his entire platform is based on the hip hop culture. So when I look back at, you know, the way that hip hop used to be and how it brought people together and it was more positive and it didn't have as much violence, to me that was more beneficial to the Black community. Everyone's kind of selling their souls to me. Everyone's kind of selling their souls. So I'm going into the comment section for the first time, and this is the first comment that I read, and it's about the passport boys. That has nothing to do with the topic of discussion. And I always tell y'all, keep y'all comments in germane to what the topic is of discussion is, so it can be helpful, so we can start having a conversation, a dialogue that needs to happen amongst Black men and women in the community. That's what this podcast is for. That's what this live stream is for. That's what this channel is for. If you can't handle that, don't be here. Okay? Want to talk about the passport boys. The last was against passport. She understand why the brothers are leaving to go find foreign acceptance and love. The passport brothers are not going to other countries to find acceptance and love. Okay? What they're going to another country to find is women who are less educated. Okay? Women who are poorer. And women who believe that the $30,000 a year that men make inside of the United States is a lot of money in these other countries. They're looking for women to control. Those women there have heart eyes when they see you because they think that you are wealthy. They think American men are wealthy. It has nothing to do with a man trying to find love and acceptance. Because if you are struggling really that hard to find a woman who will love and accept you inside of the United States, the problem, sir, is you. There is something that you are not willing to change about yourself to be able to get the love and acceptance you feel like you deserve. Black men are not the only ones who are struggling with getting love and acceptance. That's the entire world. There are people out here of all races having a difficult time with finding someone to love because of the way people have shifted their moral compass. Now people are different. The internet has changed the way that a lot of people view the world. So a lot of people, they're not getting the love and acceptance that they want either. So you're not alone as a passport boy out here struggling to find somebody in the US. I can promise you this. If you're struggling to find somebody genuine inside of the United States, you can go to another country. But trust me, those women over there, they want you to pay for shit too. Okay? They want you to do shit too. They're not just, like cooking and cleaning for you. All right. So enough about the passport boys. I said what I said about that. I'm moving on. You know you're right. It's a reason they want to the influencers to promote bad behavior. Keeps us from communicating on a serious level because one of our influenced people will screw it up. They will follow that message even though you may not. Congratulations on your wake up. Yeah, I woke the fuck up. I woke the fuck up. And I woke the fuck up young. I didn't wake up. It didn't take me long to wake up and realize that I was going to be used as a puppet inside of the entertainment industry to spread more hatred and more negativity. What I do understand as far as religion goes, even though I'm no longer Christian, I do understand that there's a duality about this place. And you could be living in the world plane, like the worldly plane, or you could be living in the spiritual plane, which is a higher level. And once you get to that higher level, you start looking at a lot of the things that's a part of the world, and you're starting to understand why it works in this world. And you get to choose whether you want to manifest something positive in this world, or you can subscribe to what's happening in this world and add in on to more of the bad stuff that's happening in this world. And you become part of the bad stuff that's happening in this world. You can choose to X yourself out of it, but it's hard when you've been indoctrinated to believe that the bad stuff that's happening in this world is actually good. I did not know that until I turned maybe, I don't know, I had to be like 24, 25. And I woke up then. And from then on, you know. You said the graphics for the book. Oh, the which one? The book, the graphics for this book or this book? This or this? Cuz the Black Macho book, the myth of the Superwoman book, it's kind of, it's kind of dope. It's different. And this, the conspiracy to destroy black women, that shit is kind of, I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, so okay. Let's see. I'm late watching the video, but I think your first rap was just about saying you're the best. Ain't nothing wrong with that. No, it was about playing men. That first song was about playing men. That was. I implore you to get your blood pressure checked and hydrate and rest. I have a thing inside of my house where I check my blood pressure. I try to make sure that it's low. But a lot of times it gets high from caffeine. Like right now I'm having a cup of coffee because I'm very tired. And I'm tired because a lot of times when I'm menstruating, I get really, really tired. I get exhausted. And so I'm already tired on top of that because I'm 40, you know what I mean? But I'm like extremely exhausted, and I think it's because I'm not getting enough vegetables. I think I need to eat more like spinach and stuff. You saw the difference, right? You see the difference in my music before, and then when I woke up, it sounded completely different. Anyway, I don't know who Emperor Caesar is. Is there somebody named Emperor? Oh, okay, I see. Michael, you're talking to Emperor Caesar. I just got the notification. Haven't had a chance to listen, but the title caught my attention. In my opinion, an amazing woman can have all of these titles. Each title should be used wisely. To me, it seems weird for you to think bitch, hoe, or queen. All three of those titles are equally amazing. Honestly, I don't feel like being a bitch is something that a woman should be called because a bitch is an animal. And it's as bad. Like, I understand why a lot of women can't stand being called female. Let's talk about why women can't stand being called female. Women cannot stand being called female because females can also be referred to as animals. We want to be called women because only human females can be called women. No other species can be called women. That's why a lot of women don't like to be called female. And I mean, to me, I don't care. I've been called worse than a bitch. I've been called a hoe, a slut, a cunt, a liar, fat, like all types of shit. And I never let it desensitize me to the point where I'm okay with calling other people that. Like, some people get called so many things, especially people inside of the black community. The black community is so desensitized because of a lot of the negative things that we have done to each other that it doesn't even hurt us anymore to be heard, to be called that. And then some people, it does hurt. They just don't show that it hurts. So for me, I try to refrain from using the terms. Like, I tried to stop using the word nigga. I was telling my producers when I was rapping back when in my early 20s, I was telling them I really would like to stop using the word nigga. I don't like using the word nigga in my songs. And he was like, okay, like, that's a good idea. I think you should stop too. I was like, yeah, I'm considering doing that. And so I stopped for a long time. But then when I started doing YouTube videos, I started calling dudes bitch ass niggas because they was coming into my comment section being crazy. And so I was just like, oh God, here comes these bitch ass niggas. Again, just being weird as fuck. And as I've gotten older, like, I'm 42 now, and of course I look back at some of the stuff I used to say and used to do, and I just feel like I just wasted a lot of my time like being negative to people who was being negative towards me. And I feel like as a woman, there's so many things I can offer my own community or just offer the world that's more positive than it. The internet only exposed our real behavior, stuff that was done in secret, not out in the open. People are who they are. Just be honest and express your true self. You can only play yourself. Well, in a place where people are being exposed for their secrets, people are still out here faking the funk. And I was talking about this in another live stream where I was saying that I understand why people fake the funk, because being authentic gets you hurt. Because it's one thing for somebody to attack you for someone who you pretending to be. That's not who you are to begin with. So it doesn't really hurt you to the core, because who you faking the funk and pretending to be is not really who you are. But when you show up on the internet authentically, even when you being your true self, people are still going to believe that you're a liar. There are going to be people out there who still don't accept you. And that's the part that was hurting me the most, because I felt like I was being myself so much and people weren't like accepting me. You would think that if you are real with people, people would appreciate that. But just because they appreciate it or they accept the fact that you're being real or they hear something real that you're saying doesn't mean they're going to be compassionate or sensitive about it. I was talking earlier today on my Instagram with someone about my postpartum depression, and I was talking about how men make fun of me all the time for me gaining weight. I gained 80 pounds when I had postpartum depression, right? And it's just like, if you know what I went through to gain 80 pounds, why would you make fun of my weight? Like, why would you make fun of someone who was going through something as traumatic as I was, where it caused me to gain weight? You feel what I'm saying? Like, some stuff that happened in our lives, we can't control it. That's like making fun of somebody who has high blood pressure, or making fun of somebody, not even high blood pressure, making fun of somebody who has cancer, making fun of somebody who has leukemia. You know, and to me, it's just like, I see why a lot of people out here faking the funk, because it really hurts when people attack you for who you truly are. You know, you can't even really. Yeah, low iron levels. Like, I'm tired because of that. Like, I'm not even. My last day menstruating was yesterday. I'm still tired. And I get like that. Like, I'm tired. I'll be tired the day after. And then tomorrow I'll be fine. But today, even though I drank a cup of coffee, I'm only functioning properly because of my cup of coffee. Yesterday, I couldn't even live stream for y'all. I was so fucking tired. Day before that, that's why I didn't live stream. Like, when you see me not live stream, it's because I can't. I'm exhausted and I can't. It isn't because I don't want to, but I'm just so tired and I don't want to keep consuming caffeine. When I'm menstruating, I'm super tired. Like, I be about to fall out. I be sleep. And I can't really sleep that long because I got to take care of my son. So I'm not getting all of the sleep that I'm supposed to. So yeah, I take vitamins. Like, I take multivitamins. I take prebiotics. I take stuff for my hair and my skin. I take like plenty of vitamins. But what I think that I need more of is probably spinach. Because usually when I eat a lot of spinach, I'm like good. But I haven't ate any spinach. Like, I've been eating salads, but a lot of them don't have any spinach in them. But I'm tired as fuck. I'm trying to tell you. Like, I'm tired. Now, I wonder if she went that way because he started with her first. I wonder if she had a different style in her head. Well, here's my thing. When I was looking at that, you're talking about this damn rap battle again. That rap battle was terrible. Like, and the funny thing about it is, we can look at the live stream numbers. My live stream number count right now is 25 people in my live stream. Okay. Usually I don't go over like 50 people. Okay. Because I haven't really been live streaming that long. I haven't built a live stream community. I need to build it. And that's what I'm in the process of doing. But if you looked at how many people are inside of my live stream while we're talking about this, just having a regular ass conversation, versus when I was playing that rap battle where this dude kept calling this chick a fat bitch, YouTube must have been pushing it further out once the algorithm heard the terms that they was using, the metadata inside of that video that I posted. Because the second I put up that video of this dude ripping this lady and calling her a fat bitch, my viewer count went from 26 to 44. The whole time the rap battle was playing, it went to 44 people. The second I turned it off and I started talking like regular with y'all and that was off, it's back down to 26. That lets you know that certain metadata and certain things that you post on social media, the more negative that it is, the more dramatic that it is, the more disrespectful that it is, the more people watch it and the more that it's being pushed towards your face on purpose. And I've noticed that as a content creator, y'all got to remember this. I've been a social media personality since like 2002. I was popular on MySpace. Okay, MySpace was the first place I went on and had plenty of followers, plenty of attention. So the attention I get now is nothing in comparison to what I was getting in MySpace, what I was getting last year on TikTok. Anytime I get attention, and it happens all the time, anytime I get attention is when I'm saying something that people perceive as negative. Black men do it all the time. I'll create all of this positive content promoting black men, saying something good, loving, caring, showing black men support. Black men do not see this shit. But the second I say some shit like, ladies, stop having babies by black men, because these men do not take care of their kids, and I start talking about all of the negative things about black men come from all corners of the earth, promoting, commenting in the comment section, sharing the video, liking it. The whole world see the video. But if I sit here and I tell y'all a positive story about something good that a black man did for me, or if I talk about, how much a support I am for black men, it don't get the views. It's like the same thing I told y'all when I wear my natural hair. Y'all been seeing me wearing my hair curly, right? Watch what happens to my TikTok, my Instagram, and everything now that I'm wearing my hair straight again. I'm going to go the next 3 months with my hair straight and watch how my views change on social media. It's weird. I don't know. I think it's just I look more presentable with my hair straight than I do with my naturally curly long hair. My hair's still long. My hair's still real. My hair's still... When I straighten it or when I wear a wig, I get way more attention. Y'all didn't understand. It's weird. Low iron levels can result in menstruation, iron deficiency, anemia, fatigue. Yeah, that's true. I don't understand our women problems are real. I just went to my doctor about my cycle and I wasn't taken seriously. A lot of black women are not taken care of or taken seriously inside of the healthcare industry. That's why I'm kind of like, I see why a lot of black people are scared of going to the doctors. Because the only time we'll be taken serious when we go to the doctors is if we're dealing with somebody who is our same race. But then you have to understand that most of the people inside of the medical field are not black. So that's why a lot of men are not going to go see therapists, because they feel like men, there are not a lot of therapists who are black men who will help black men be able to sort out the issues that they're dealing with. That's the main reason why a lot of black men in the manosphere say they don't go to therapy. So it's just like, even I was talking to Obsidian Ali in that live stream I did with him about a month ago, and I was talking about men don't even want to go see to get their prostate checked. Trying to get people to take you serious is weird in a place where it's no black people. Like, for instance, I live in the Bay. When I was pregnant with my son, even when I was giving birth with my son, I literally was begging. Like, I could feel my son coming out, right? I knew he was coming, and I kept saying to the nurse, I'm about to push my son out. She was just like, no, you tripping. You don't need to, whatever. You haven't even dilated that much. Because she had just checked me to see if I dilated maybe like 30 minutes ago or some shit like that. And I said to her, listen, he coming down. I can feel him coming down. And she was like, no. I said, I need you to get my doctor in here. Where's my doctor? Because I'm trying to wait for him to come before I push. Because I got to push him out. I feel him. She was just like, oh no. She was Asian. She was just like, oh no. I don't know what you're talking about. Boo, bop, 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 bop. I said, okay, I'm going to just push him. And I went to push him. Like, I just ignored her ass and just pushed him. And she looked and seen my son and told me to told the guy that was with me, it was one of my friends was with me. He was standing next to me, and it was like a red button on the wall that you push in case of an emergency. She started screaming at my friend and told him to press the button. My friend pressed the button. In came my doctor. I was like, I've been sitting here waiting for you for like an hour. Like, what the fuck? Like, hello? And for him to have came through that door so swiftly after my friend pressed that button, I mean, it was like under 2 minutes. My doctor came flying through that door. And I was like, I've been asking for you for like an hour. He was from Russia. But they don't take you serious when you a black woman and you say, don't do this, I feel this, I do this. They don't hear you. They don't hear you. Do you what? It's because people like drama. People do like drama. Let me share something with y'all. I remember when I'm going through things in my life and it's public and it's drama, people love that shit. I get more hits, of course, but at the same time, it's more people making up more rumors and hurting my reputation more. It's like people like the fact that I have a reputation. Like the way that my reputation is. Because see, my reputation is what other people think about me. It isn't me. It's what y'all think about me. It's what y'all assume with a little bit of information that you get. So when the drama comes out, right, it gives people time to make like this fan fictional version of what my life is. And it makes it more entertaining for them. And I get it to some degree if you bored as fuck. But when you have a life yourself, like when you go out and you put a lot of energy into creating the kind of life that you want, a lot of times you don't care what's happening to everybody else's life. So why is drama or someone going through something so entertaining to other people? I never understand it. I do show a lot of support to Black men. I show a hell of a lot of support to Black men. But like I said the other day when this guy was giving me grief about changing my channel to Black Macho, he was saying, no, you got to mend your relationship with your son's father for us to take you serious. You got to have a long-term relationship with a Black man for us to take your channel serious. And I was like, so you telling me I got to try to mend a fence with a nigga that don't want it mended? Okay. And you have overlooked any long-term relationship I've ever had in my life because I've been celibate for 5 years. And you are sitting here trying to assess me to see if I have the credentials necessary to be able to create a YouTube channel in support of Black men? That sound right? Like, what you saying? So in order for me as a Black woman, for you to support that I'm supporting men, you have to assess me and I have to get 100% on your test. I have to be in a healthy relationship with a Black man, and I have to mend fence with my deadbeat ass baby daddy who wants nothing to do with his son. Like, listen, the only reason why I'm in support of Black men the way that I do is because my son Black. A lot of Black women be like, Black men don't do shit for us. Why are you being supportive of them? I see that shit in my comment section all the time. Anytime I say something positive about a Black man or I do something positive about a Black man, a Black woman comes into my comment section and be like, they ain't doing shit for us. Why are you doing shit for them? And I'd be like, I have a son, y'all. Like, his father may not have done shit for me. And it may be terrible ass Black men on this platform being extra, talking about how much they hate Black women. But that's not my son. I'm not going to raise my son to be that way. I listen to Black men. I hear what they have to say. I hear the negative things that they said they experiences with the women in their family and the women that they chose, their poor choices in men. Their poor choices in women. But I'm gonna make sure my son has a better place than that, and it has to start somewhere. I can't keep waiting for Black men to create positive spaces for Black men in order for me to, be satisfied. I was just like, I got to do it myself. Let me just do it. I got a son. I can't teach him manhood, but I can gather some good men together and create a positive space for men to be. And anytime I need a man, because I've been dreaming about men a lot lately. Like, the more I stay single, the more I have dreams about being in a relationship. It's weird. I think because I'm supposed to be in a relationship by now. I think that's the universe saying it sounds like you need to get in a relationship. Because I dreamt last night that I was married to Derek Jackson. I was like, the fuck is going on? And the dream I had the night before was about Ace Metaphor. Ace Metaphor was getting married to this chick who was pregnant. And he thought the baby was his. And I was trying to tell him that baby ain't his and to not marry her. And he ain't believe me. He thought I was hating. And I was like, dude, I'm trying to tell you. Anyway, I don't even know why I dreamt that. But then last night I dreamt I was married to Derek Jackson. So I was like, he had never done what that shit he did. He never done that. He never done like that shit that he cheated on his wife and shit. He wasn't married to her. None of that existed. We wasn't even internet people. We were like people at our church. Anyway, so I'm doing this for my son. So when he gets to a certain age, and maybe I'm not here anymore, or maybe he is looking for a place to, to find out what Black manhood is about. it'll be more than enough spaces there, including mine, because I'm planning on helping it grow with time. Black Macho isn't just about to be just a YouTube channel. I'm building it into something else. I'm not going to tell y'all about it, but I'm building it into more something bigger than that. Okay, take it back to get to buy. Take liquid iron grape flavored. My multivitamin gummies don't even have iron in them. Okay, I mean, I didn't know it was something that medical racism. I mean, I get that could possibly be what it's called. It kind of makes sense, but but I didn't know it was. I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know it was that serious. Like for a long time, I gave people the benefit of the doubt. Like I thought people, like of all races, I was thinking that they was better than what they are. Like I was giving people too much credit. I was thinking like other people weren't as bad as the world tried to depict them as. You know what I mean? But I think for the most part, what most people are trying to do is live their life and protect their family and have a good time. Then you got those toxic people who are out here trying to destroy people. I was watching TikTok last night and I seen this clip about these boys who was out in Atlanta and they got off at the Doraville train station. Now, those of you you ain't been to Atlanta, so you don't know what MARTA is. MARTA is the train station there. And so Doraville is this train station up north of Atlanta, right? And the way that Doraville is, you would never think that that would be a place where anyone could be harmed. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to figure out, were they at the Doraville station or were they on the line that takes you to Doraville? Because all I seen was Doraville, the title at the top of the screen. And so that sound crazy. And so it was a group of boys. It had to have been like 20 of them, and they was all walking together. And two of those boys ended up getting shot and killed. And they showed the footage of the boys all walking together. And then they showed the footage after the two boys were shot. One of the boys was laying in the alley, just bleeding to death, like taking his last breath. And the other boys went back into the train station, and they was high-fiving each other and laughing and shit at the fact that they done killed this boy. And I was just like, this is what's happening in Atlanta. I'm glad I'm not there. I'm glad my son not there. That was the main reason why I left. See, I could not fathom raising my son alone in a place where it's predominantly black and he ain't have his father. I thought to myself, like, it would make no sense for my son to be living in a city where his father is a walk, skip, and a jump and away and hasn't even considered coming to see him. And then I didn't want to be out somewhere and then accidentally run into my son's father somewhere, and he's somewhere with some other bitches and some drama pop off or nothing. And my son's father is slow as fuck. He walking around here with an armed weapon. He has a weapon. Now, weapons don't kill people. Idiots with weapons kill people. This man don't think shit through, right? Clearly, he is terrible at making decisions, right? Imagine a person who is terrible at making decisions. He doesn't have enough empathy to take care of his own child. He didn't have any compassion for a woman who was pregnant with his child. And this dude is walking around with a gun. I was like, oh, hell no. I'm good. No. I need to be as far away from this place as possible. I knew when I was in that hotel and I was pregnant and nobody knew where I was but him. And then suddenly, after he found out, because I didn't tell him where I was, he didn't know where I was. And suddenly, once he found out where I was, he told somebody that was stalking me. And next thing you know, everybody on the internet knew where I was. This is when I knew something was fucked up about him and that there was no way I could have my son anywhere near him. I don't think it's safe for black women to be in predominantly black areas raising children alone. And sometimes I feel like it's a safe place for us to do that shit anywhere, because then you got to factor in racism when you are in other areas. Now, one thing that I appreciate about the Bay is signs everywhere. The signs say, basically this is what it say, boils down, we don't have time for racism here. We don't do that shit here. It's signs all over the place that say that. because it's not just black people here. It's foreign people here. It's people from other countries here, not just white people. So you got Asian people, Indian people, all types of different people, Russian people, German people, fucking people from Switzerland, all types of stuff. It's California. It's people from everywhere. So you got to be like, listen, we don't do racism here. Now, I have yet to experience racism here. Like, people kept saying, oh, you're going to experience racism in California. I was like, I have yet to experience it, and I've been here 5 years. I have not experienced it yet. I don't see myself experiencing it because these people mind their business. Like, don't nobody got time for that. Don't nobody got time for that. Speaking of Atlanta, you know, the first video I saw was you. I love it. Yeah. That video made my mind up about moving. Man, you should move. Man, listen, get out of there. Because it's gotten worse. It ain't like it's better. Like, Atlanta got worse. I seen a guy that posted a video on TikTok. I posted it on my Black Macho channel. He told my son, do not come to Atlanta. Your husband is not here. I keep trying to tell people Atlanta ain't it. You keep thinking it's it, but it ain't it. It look like it's it from the distance. When you walk up close to that motherfucker, get mauled to death. I'm just telling you. And people who haven't had that experience, they just the exception to the rule. You have to understand the rule and what the exception is. Like, the rule is your ass gonna get fucked up if you go to Atlanta. If you looking for a better opportunity or you looking to find a healthy relationship, don't move to a big city of any kind. Houston, Miami, Atlanta, DC. Good people, like good husbands and wives and shit, they're in suburban areas off to the side. They're not in the big city. People go to a city to get into some shit. Just keep that in mind. So good people who want solid, family, peaceful shit, they live in suburbia. Keep that in mind. Okay? People who don't want no bullshit will live off into the middle of West Bubblefuck where nobody is. Where some farmland at or some shit. Because nobody got time for the bullshit. You know what I mean? Nobody got time. Don't, girl. I ain't came back yet. Listen to this. I left November 7th, 2017. Have not been back. For what? Nothing is there for me. What's the point? I might come there if I'm paid enough money. But to me, what is being paid, what they think money is in Atlanta is nothing in comparison to what I make over here. So unless they can pay me more than what I make over here, no. It's a no. It's a no. I see people doing like business conferences. It's shows out there that people can get involved with. It's all types of shit. But I'm like, listen, if you want me to come be a guest on your show, you want me to come act in your movie, you want me to be on your podcast or whatever, you gotta pay me. The only person who has kicked out bread, the right kind of bread, like he didn't pay me what I wanted, but we negotiated, was Ace Metaphor. You see, I showed up for tonight's conversation, did the best I could, because he paid me. But people be like, be on my podcast, be on my such and such, be on my blah, blah, blah. And I be like, first of all, do you have an audience? Like, most of the time, the people who ask me to be on their podcast, they don't even have an audience. It's like, if I'm going to do something for free, it has to benefit me in some type of way. If you're not gonna pay me, it has to be something, because this is my career, y'all. Like, a lot of people don't understand. You think I'm just some girl doing videos on social media. No, I've been doing this. I've been a social media personality for years. Give me my loot, give me some bread, and the fact that, like, what is my son doing? What? Justice, you're too loud. The internet can hear you. Can you not? Thank you. It's so funny when I have to do that. Like, I'm starting to have to do that every single live stream, bro. So anyway, I want to make more money on social media, and it can be very difficult because it's like a balancing act, especially when you're a Black creator. So YouTube, of course, doesn't monetize my channel, and I've been having difficult time with YouTube for years now. That's why I said, you know what, calling my channel Sansaray Monique and trying to base my content around me, that just doesn't make sense anymore, right? It just doesn't make any sense anymore. And I'm going to start kind of like going behind the scenes and making behind the scenes type of money, because the money that I deserve as a content creator or social media personality is just not flowing in the way that it should. These content creators that make it seem like they're getting all of this money from what they're doing, that's just some bullshit to feed you to sell you a product. You're the one that's paying them. It isn't YouTube. It isn't Instagram. It isn't like Instagram will give you $1,000, maybe $2,000 if you get like 13 million views on something. Do you know how difficult it is to get 13 million views on Instagram? If you got only like 10,000 subscribers, 10,000 followers, it's difficult depending on what you post. Now, a lot of people are trying to find little slick things to do in order to get that certain amount of views, but it's still difficult. It's not easy. I could see if it was easy and it was like, oh, here's $1,000. You know what I mean? But $1,000 for 13 million? 13 million? Oh my God. I hope you do get in a movie. I would love to see you in the big screen. Your class of beauty. Thank you. I think the reason why I haven't done any film yet is because of my weight. We want you to be slimmer. So I would want someone to offer me being in their film with me this size. You know what I mean? Like, people would have to be comfortable with my size. And even when I was modeling, people wasn't comfortable with my size. You know, so now it's just like, what movie could I be put in where they're comfortable with my size? And another thing, I'm not kissing nobody. I'm not having sex with nobody. If I'm in a film, it's going to be like a Hallmark one. That shit going to be like some family friendly, like Christian type of it's going to bore the fuck out you. Because I ain't doing no negative roles. I will come in there and I'll be auntie. I might be your mama. You know, I might play somebody's sister or something. Tell some jokes, cook some food. That's I'm not gonna be no action person. I'm not gonna be like a vampire or do a fantasy movie where I'm something I'm not supposed to be. Like, I'm supposed to be some type of beast in that movie. So I'm not doing it. If I gotta touch like snakes, I'm not doing it. If I gotta swim, I'm not doing it. So I don't know. It's just, I cannot imagine what possible movie somebody could put me in. I can't even imagine it. But I mean, it would be cool to see me in a movie, like, just for fun, you know. Not something I do all of the time. Let's see. They started getting married when they were 19. Ain't nothing else left. Who started getting married when they were 19? The people in the suburbia? People get married young. Me and another girl are having an argument on Instagram about whether or not I should be advising my daughter to take getting married serious. My daughter is 22 and she's dating, right? And so I'm telling her, like, listen, if you want to be married, you need to let the men that you are dating know from the beginning that you are dating with purpose. And so this one girl is getting mad at me because she's like, no, you should establish yourself before you get in a relationship. No one in their early 20s should be in a relationship. And I'm like, that's some bullshit. Because if being married is a goal you're trying to accomplish it. Like, it's part of you establishing yourself. Don't exit out and hold it off to the side while you're doing all this other shit. And then you end up putting it on the back burner. Her father, like me and my son's father, me and my daughter's father, we real super cool. We would have made great husband and wife. I mean, still to this day, people see us together, they think we're married because we get along so well, right? We always been like that. We just really good friends. And what I was saying was, I was replying to Steven Speaks. Y'all know Steven Speaks, right? He's a relationship guru. He's like a relationship coach and he's really popular. He was just on a Red Table Talk and he posted something on Twitter. He was saying that, imagine your friend and the person that you're in love with being the same person. And I was like, damn, this is something that only happened in the movies. I posted it on Instagram. It's still up there. You can see it. And so I was talking about how I started all of my relationships with just being friends with guys first. And to me, I felt like I wasted a lot of time because I was sitting there going with the flow of a situation and I wasted time because they never did end up marrying me, right? Now, I've been engaged so many times, but then when I was getting engaged, like I've been engaged like 8 times. Oh my God. 8. I think I'm at 8. I'm at 8 or 9, something like that. I've been engaged so much. Oh my God. Lord. Some of them I ain't even had sex with. Okay. Anyway, I will always find them with another woman. It will always be something about another woman every single time. Either it was an ex or either it was a new woman every single time. And I was just like, you know what? This shit. So anyway, I felt like because when I was with them, anytime I dated a guy, I never pressured him into marriage. I never made it seem like it was something I truly wanted to do when really it was. And I was telling my daughter, like, if marriage is something that you truly want to do as a woman, tell them that. Do not let them sit there and think that you flowing with them. Let them know that you dating with purpose. So this other girl was in the comment section like, no, you need to establish who yourself as a person. No one in their early 20s should be in a relationship or a marriage. And I'm like, that's bullshit. If truly that's all you want to do with your life. Like, not everybody out here trying to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody out here trying to be inside of the entertainment industry. Not everybody trying to get a shit ton of degrees or be a millionaire. Some people just want to chill. Some people just want to be married, live their regular job, maybe invest some shit, have a nice little house, a picket fence, some dogs, maybe some fish, and chill. Not everybody wants this extravagant ass life that they gotta go and do all of these amazing things, jumping out of airplanes and shit, riding horses and all. Not everybody want to do that. And when a woman says it's different for women than it is men. So when a woman wants to be married, my suggestion to y'all is to let these niggas know that shit from the beginning. Like, I'm trying to find somebody to marry. I'm not out here dating to be just dating and shit because I just want to have fun. Nobody got time for that. Life is too fucking short. That's what y'all don't understand. I'm 42. I've been here for a long time. That's a long ass fucking time. It's people that didn't even make it here. It's people that didn't even make it past 30. Okay? I've been here for 42 years. That's a long ass fucking time, right? But at the same time, it's fucking not. Because at 42, I can look at my life and say, oh shit, I only got a couple more years to go. All of the shit that I put on the back burner, all of the shit that I wasted my time doing, I wish I would have did that shit. That's why I'm telling young people, if there is something that you want to do, go do that shit. Fuck what everybody else talking about. Go do that shit. I don't care what it is. Marriage. If it's not marriage, then okay. But if marriage is something you want, don't be sitting here wasting time like, oh, I'm going to wait till I'm 30. Oh, I'm going to wait till I'm 40. Oh, I'll wait till I'm 50. For what? For what? A lot of the stuff that you're doing inside of these relationships with men is marriage shit anyway. You ain't even supposed to be giving them that shit until you're married. But half of y'all fucking each other, staying at each other's house, cooking and cleaning for a dude, sharing bank accounts and shit, having children together. These are things that married people do. But y'all doing it inside of a relationship. And you're like, oh, I'm not ready for marriage. You're doing marriage shit. That's all I'm saying. Don't be out here doing marriage shit if you're not going to be married. I feel like those content creators be lying about their money. They do. All the time. All the time. Every day. People bragging like they make a lot of money. I mean, I think white people make a lot of, or used to at some point, made a lot of money on this platform. And I think you can make a lot of money on YouTube if you have channels like meditation channels or channels that have music on it, or if you're out here vlogging your ass off like crazy. I mean, videotaping every single moment of your life. That's how you make money on here. I've done it. That's how I know. That's how I know. Videotaping every single moment of your life. Vlogging like shit builds your community. You make money off of advertising. But if you notice, if you look at a lot of the YouTube content creators who have podcasts and shit, who they asking for money from? They ask you to donate, send money to their Patreon, shit like that. Because y'all pay us. And a lot of people don't want, like, for example, I tell y'all all the time, look, watch this. I keep forgetting to do this. I forget to tell y'all. I forget to click on this all the time. Send me donations. I never see the reason why I think I don't say it is because I think people think because I have the businesses that I have that I shouldn't be asking for donations for what I do. But every moment that I sit talking with y'all, chilling with y'all, live streaming with y'all, I'm taking away from doing something else that would make me some money, or I'm taking away from time with my children. And so if I'm entertaining you, whether I'm educating you, whatever it is that I'm doing, it's still something that I'm doing to help the other businesses that I have. Because if I don't sit here and do this with y'all, I can't even promote my businesses and my services. Y'all wouldn't even know they exist if I wouldn't do shit like this. Every time I get on social media and do my thing here, people buy more of my products. They buy more of my books. They go visit my boutique. So more than one source of income for me is what stabilizes my life. I know some people out there who can live off one income. I can't. I live in California and I'm not living like this extravagant life. That's another thing. Even though I'm financially stable or wealthy, some people out here calling me a millionaire. Some people out here claiming that I said I was a multimillionaire. It's people out here saying all types of shit about my money, which I barely even talk about. Really, I teach y'all about y'all shit. It's all of these people saying this stuff about how much money I make. And my thing is this: in order for me to be able to make money, it's up to y'all. At the end of the day, y'all my boss. I may look like I don't have a boss. Y'all my shit. If y'all, listen, I said this the other day when I was talking about when I moved to California. How you think I got to California? Who helped me get to California? Who bought my son all them clothes and diapers? Who bought my son a crib? Who bought my son a car seat? Y'all. Y'all. Where you think my $10,000 in donations came from? Y'all. It wasn't like, it's not YouTube, because YouTube was kicking out maybe 3,000. Like when that advertising check would hit my bank account, sometimes it hit it and I'd be like, right? And then other times I'd be like, oh my God, you can tell I didn't post shit. Because when I don't post anything, it's kind of hard to make some money. But for the most part, YouTube is not monetizing my channel anymore. Black Macho is not a monetized channel. So I'm telling y'all, hey, I don't have a monetized channel. I need y'all to send me donations. But people are like, oh, she got all of these businesses. Yo, I need those businesses and support from social media. I can't just, no, it's everything. It's an accumulation of everything I do. And so it's kind of hard to explain that to people when YouTube is kind of free unless you're paying for the premium, right? YouTube kind of free to y'all. So I'm not making any money off of doing this live stream unless y'all donate. I only make money if you go buy something off of my boutique or you go buy my book. But outside of that, this is a free live stream. So the only way I make money is if y'all donate. And you have to understand, I don't just take care of me. I'm not out here buying handbags and shoes. I'm not out here buying all of these luxury cars and shit like that. I'm using my money to build generational wealth for my kids. I got a 22-year-old and I got a 4-year-old. I'm trying to make sure my son's straight because his father ain't doing shit but sending $264 a month. If you knew how much children cost, oh my God, just healthcare alone. My son's healthcare plan is $300 a month. Just healthcare. That's it. $300 a month? Wow. Jesus. I was like, wow. And my son's father supposed to be paying that. He not. That should get me. That should get you not. And I gotta go to the child support office. Like, my son's father ain't paying such and such and such. And then they're gonna start charging him more in child support. They're gonna be even mad at me because he mad. He paying $264. It's just like, then I gotta do to pay for my mother and her cancer treatment. And it's just a lot of stuff. My mother is going to visit our family in the next couple of days because her brother just passed away from cancer. I don't know if I told y'all that, but my mom has cancer. And so she is going to her brother's funeral. He died last week of cancer, and 2 of her other siblings have cancer. Her cousin just died of cancer a couple of months ago, and her other sister just died of cancer last year. And so just all of this death, I think that's also what's like draining me a little bit because I'm dealing with all of that in my family, and I'm just dealing with a lot. And I can't come to the internet and say it all the time, but I'm dealing with so much that I don't tell y'all. It's just so much. It's just like, ugh. And so I try to come here and take my mind off of it. Sometimes this is therapy. Sometimes it's just entertaining, and I just love talking to y'all. But for the most part, man, I do this because I want to promote other products and services that I have and to do something more positive for my community. That's it. That's all I can do. And I don't know what else to do but be that, but I do want to say that the Black Macho channel is all in support of Black men, and the Black Macho and the Superwoman podcast is going to be for women and men. And so I really appreciate y'all supporting me either way. And, give donations. If you can't, then don't give donations. But I would prefer that you would maybe buy one of my books, buy one of my services, one of my membership sites or something like that. But I don't know. I think for a long time people was like, Sansaray be begging for money and shit. And I felt like, I don't understand why I got to be classified as like this beggar for wanting donations when everybody on YouTube who does a podcast or has a Patreon or something like that is asking for donations. Like, why would that make me a bad person? There is this rumor around, now that I'm thinking about it, that since we talking about donations, somebody keep asking me, remember the rumor that I committed suicide? Somebody keeps asking me, did I start a GoFundMe? For the record, again, I never started a GoFundMe for my death or anything. Like, I don't know where everybody getting that shit from. I don't know where that is. Maybe it's posted somewhere, but ain't true. I never had a GoFundMe. If a GoFundMe was started, it was started by somebody else. It was definitely not started by me, and I never got a cent, and I did not pass away. So I don't know where that shit came from, but just for the record, this is why we talking about it. But I don't know. There is a food regimen for helping with diseases. I know, and I tried to get her to be on that food regimen, but child. My mother was like, soursop? What? Eat a vegetable. Bitch, bye. Stop putting salad dressing. What? Like, I can't get her to eat. I don't eat salad dressing. I know that's strange, but I eat salad raw. Like, I might wet it. Like put some water on it and eat it. But I don't like salad dressing like that. And her and my daughter always make fun of me because they drip salad dressing. And I'm like, that's not a salad that you're eating. That's salad dressing with a side of salad. And they just dump all this shit on them. Like, that kind of defeats the purpose. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? But when we talking about diet, like, I just started, I think sometime last year, I started changing my diet from when I was eating to cope with what I was going through. Because I had postpartum depression, so I would use food to cope with what I was going through. Sometimes last year, I just started changing my diet, and now I just need to exercise more, and it's hard because I'm tired. Like, exercising is hard because I'm tired. Like, oh my God. And then it's cold. It's like, oh my God. In the summertime, I used to like take a walk with my son. That would be easy, but now it's just like, oh my God, I'm so sleepy. Anyway, I gotta go. It's 1:23. I'm tired. I gotta get out of here. I appreciate y'all being here, okay? Have vision and stay focused. Namaste. They call me a god. 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 Welcome to my side of the internet. My name is Sansaray Monique. I'm a certified life coach for both men and women. I have a 50-50 audience, so I try to play fair with both genders. I'm gonna keep it real with both of y'all. Everybody can improve because everybody is a part of the problem. I want everyone to unify and produce loving unions. Hopefully you do too. There is no gender war here. I promote positive perspectives and healthy debate, so be careful what you post inside of my comment section. It is very much okay to disagree, but have emotional intelligence and release toxicity elsewhere, ladies and gents. Don't take it out on each other. Make sure you follow me on all of my socials. Go to sansaraymonique.com to purchase any of my books or to sign up on any of my membership sites. Thank you for spending time with me. Have vision and stay focused. Namaste.